KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson and the Adai Tano program. Harley-Davidson of Guam. Visit our new showroom, now located on Route 8 in Mighty. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedito. Always open, always local.
Ahead on Primetime, change is here. Lou and Josh officially take office as the island's new governor and lieutenant governor. Plus, new senators are sworn into office, several of them already getting to work on day one, introducing more than a dozen bills. And Levin Camacho also steps into his new role after being elected as Attorney General of Guam.
Hafidin, good evening.
It's official for the new governor and lieutenant governor of Guam, Lou Leon Guerrero, and Josh Tenorio take the oath of office today. History
is made here in the territory, Chris, as these leaders prepare to get to work. Chris Barnett brings us more from the inauguration ceremony.
Things wrapping up inside the University of Guam field house. Of course, historic occasion as the island's first female governor, the Magahaga, Lou Leon Guerrero, sworn into office. Of course, Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio, the first openly gay lieutenant governor in the nation, also sworn into office. During Lieutenant Governor Tenorio's speech, he talked about coming up as a deputy chief of staff. He also gave a nod to his late father and said that his father would be very proud to know that his son became a lieutenant governor. And he got some chuckles when he mentioned that his late father was a very partisan Democrat. A lot of Democrats in attendance tonight, and the feeling very jubilant as Governor Lou Leon Guerrero gave her remarks. Of course, she touched on female empowerment, as we now have women heading all three branches of government. And, you know, like they're saying, the future is definitely Famalawan here. And, Governor Lou Leon Guerrero going to hit the ground running tomorrow after a brief flag-raising ceremony. She's expected to visit the Department of Revenue and Taxation. And, of course, the cabinet appointees all in attendance here, and definitely looking like they're cut out and very excited to take on the challenges. And Lord knows we do have some challenges facing the government of Guam this year and for the next 4 years. So again, a very historic occasion. Thousands in attendance. The University of Guam Calvo Fieldhouse packed to the brim, and they had several different caterers. And we spoke with Cliff Guzman. There's a lot of history as well as some new traditions that were created today. They took a note from FESPAC. I remember back in FESPAC, we had the presentation of gifts to Governor Eddie Baza Calvo. They also did something very similar today with Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, with Chamorro artisan and craft masters presenting Governor Lou Leon Guerrero with some very traditional cultural Chamorro gifts, which was very fun to see. Of course, wishing the governor and lieutenant governor best of luck in the next 4 years on a truly historic day for the island of Guam. Back to you in studio.
There was also a historic inauguration at the Guam Congress building. Members of the 35th Guam legislature were sworn in, highlighted by the first ever woman supermajority.
Nessa Lacanto reports.
10 women and 5 men make up the new legislature. 7 of the female senators are members of the majority Democrats, and 3 are from the minority Republicans. Senator Tina Muñoz Barnes was the only nominee and the unanimous choice for Speaker. She notes that women now control every branch of the local government.
Making history with a majority of women in the legislature, a female governor, a female chief justice, a female federal judge, a female president of the Mayor's Council of Guam, that in itself speaks volumes. But for me, that is not enough. History is being made every day. Let us work together, continue to make history, take our island to heights that she has never reached before.
The Democrats also own a 10-5 legislative supermajority, which could bode well for the incoming administration of fellow Democrat Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, though Speaker Barnes pledged to uphold the legislature's checks and balance responsibility.
I am so honored and humbled to be able to work closely with our Magahaga.
Selected as Vice Speaker was Senator Talina Nelson, and Legislative Secretary was Senator Amanda Shelton. The 35th legislature features 5 freshman senators, 7 second-term incumbents, and 2 former senators, including Speaker Barnes. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
And members of the 35th legislature wasted no time introducing new bills. Republican Senator James Moylan proposed to roll back 2 hotly debated tax increases passed by the previous body. He seeks to revert the 5% business privilege tax to the previous 4%, but the reduction wouldn't be effective until the new fiscal year of October 1st. As Moylan says, the BPT increase is already part of the current budget. He also proposes to roll back of the liquid fuels tax to the pre-January 2018 rate, which would also be effective next fiscal year. Meanwhile, Senator Joa San Agustin introduced a bill to clarify that a tax increase bill previously vetoed by former Governor Calvo applies to property worth $1 million or more. The expected proceeds are already earmarked for the Educational Facilities Fund. In all, senators introduced more than 12 measures in their first day in office. Also taking the oath of office in the island's capital, but down in the street at the Judiciary of Guam, Attorney General-elect Levin Camacho.
The 40-year-old is the successor of outgoing AG Elizabeth Barrett Anderson.
I am humbled by the trust you have placed in this boy from Chico. I am grateful for this moment and for this opportunity, and I am ready.
Ready to get to work and ready to listen. AG-elect Levin Camacho previews his priorities in his inaugural address Monday afternoon. Though public safety officials have reported crime is on a downward trend, constituents on the campaign trail felt differently. The budget also shows $26 million is spent annually to house prisoners.
I must admit that I'm a big believer in using data as a tool, but hearing people over the course of the campaign share their stories demonstrated that data will never be able to fully capture the issues facing our community. There is no substitute for meeting with and listening to people. It's hard to argue that the system is working when 2 out of every 3 prisoners released is likely to reoffend. And just as important, our current practices are not making our communities any safer. Families are afraid to go out for dinner or to a movie. Parents are afraid when they drop their kids to school. Many people do not feel secure in their homes or doing routine things.
Part of the problem? Drugs.
We know that Guam has a drug problem. Over 200 cases are filed in this building every year, which does not include people committing crimes to support their drug habit. 1/3 approximately of our prison population is being held for non-violent drug-related offenses. That represents a lot of families torn apart by drugs. During the campaign, I met many people who recognize their loved ones need help, but not if it meant putting them in jail.
Camacho, nonetheless, is optimistic. He says he's excited for partnerships focused on rehabilitation, treatment, and re-entry programs.
A genuine belief that things can change and the role that the Office of the Attorney General must play in creating a fair and just Guam. A fair and just Guam means that anyone who commits violent crimes will feel the full consequence of their actions. It means that criminals who prey on our children and our manamco will receive swift and certain punishment. It means that government officials who violate the public's trust will be held accountable. Punishment is a critical part of the criminal justice system, but so is healing.
While many new faces are stepping into public office, familiar officials remain on the Guam Education Board.
Today, swearing in as elected members while education funding faces major cuts. Carmen Salahi has more.
They've been there, done that, now elected to sit on the Guam Education Board again. 4 elected officials were sworn in by Chief Justice Catherine Merriman on Monday, including current chairman Mark Mendiola.
And it is my firm belief that the 8th Guam Education Board was transparent in its work and encouraged active participation in our policy decision-making processes.
Live streaming meetings and hosting public work sessions are just some practices Mendiola is confident will continue in the 9th Guam Education Board. While they raise their right hands with experience, Maria Gutierrez says there are challenging changes ahead.
What makes it different this time around? The budget cut. And we need to continue to fight for our students.
As reported, BBMR announced a $9 million shortfall in the Territorial Education Facilities Fund. The cuts are forced to come from Guam's public education. The brunt of the cuts, an estimated $4 million slice, is GDOE appropriations. Lourdes Beneventi and James Lujan.
The biggest challenge is the budget.
The legislature, they're women, majority women, the governors are women. That's a motherly instinct. And I believe education being part of the 3 tenets of the Organic Act, I think we're going to have a better year this year.
Though it may not be the first time they sit on the board, they are looking forward to address challenges in the new year.
It's going to be a tough year, and we understand the budget constraints. I think we're going to continue to get ourselves off of high-risk status. That's going to be one of our biggest priorities.
Meantime, Dr. Ron McNinch will also stay on the board. The 5 await new appointees from the governor's office. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Turlaki.
Guam's newly elected delegate hit the ground running on day 1 of the 116th Congress. Congressman Michael San Nicolas introduced his first bill as Guam's representative, which would extend the Supplemental Security Income Program to the territory. H.R. 208 is being called the Guam Supplemental Security Equality Act. The introduction of the measure comes as about a month after one Guam woman filed a lawsuit in the District Court of Guam suing Social Security over the restrictions of federal assistance. You can find out more on this story right now on KUAM.com as well as on all of our social media platforms. You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Cheers to 80 years! It's our 80th anniversary and the gifts are on us. 80 gift certificates, 8 shopping sprees, 8 staycations, and 1 round-trip flyaway for 2 to Manila. So how do you enter? Calvo's Insurance personal home and auto customers are automatically entered. Non-Calvo's customers may enter by receiving a qualified quote. It's our way of saying thank you for trusting us for the past 80 years. For more details, visit calvos.com/giveaway or call 472-6816. Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years.
Explore your world wherever you are. Explore your world, home's never too far. Explore your world, no matter how far, wherever you are.
Start something new this year when you buy a new Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Ram from Cars Plus and Mighty. Like a new Jeep Compass Sport, $175 per paycheck. Or a new Chrysler Pacifica LX, $213 per paycheck. Or save $10,500 on a new Ram 1500. How about a new Jeep Wrangler Sport, only $309 per paycheck. Plus, receive a Cars Plus Shell Value Card with every vehicle purchase. So this year, start something new with a new Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Ram. Only at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
Welcome back. Police are looking for the driver responsible in Friday night's hit-and-run crash in Jigo. Family and friends of the victim, Okondo Sonas, have posted about the loss of their loved one on social media. GPD Highway Patrol officers responded just before midnight to the scene along Route 15 by Chalanmomi and Tunwan Dolores Street. Medics performed CPR on Sonas, who was found lying on the roadway. He was rushed to the Guam Regional Medical City but didn't survive. Eyewitnesses tell investigators that a blue sedan was last seen taking off from the area. Anyone with information that could help find the person responsible for his death is asked to call police or Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-4357.
A man is fighting for his life after a serious crash along Airport Road Sunday afternoon. It happened just after 3 p.m. on Route 10 near Papa's Restaurant. First responders rushed the unidentified man to the Guam Memorial Hospital. He was unconscious and not responding. A GMH nursing supervisor today, however, says she is unable to release the victim's condition. Guam police are investigating.
Chris, a startling scene Saturday morning at the Compadres Mall in Harmon. A pickup truck jumps the sidewalk and crashes into the Community First Federal Credit Union building. The incident all caught on the building's security cameras. Miraculously, no one inside the bank was hurt. The woman driving the truck was treated for her injuries and is said to be doing okay. Guam police also responded but have not yet released details of their investigation.
A man accused of killing a fellow airman on Andersen Air Force Base last March is set to go up for a court-martial trial. Airman First Class Isaiah Edwards is charged with murder in the stabbing death of 20-year-old Airman First Class Bradley Hale. Both had been deployed to Guam from Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana in March 2018. Hale was found unresponsive with 3 cuts in his neck at a temporary lodging facility in Andersen. Edwards was arrested after a knife was found at the scene. His court-martial begins today in Louisiana.
Cell phone video captured a man clearly outraged. He was apparently yelling and cursing at people inside the Seagrill restaurant in Tumon over the weekend, claiming to be Louis Vuitton. A second video circulating then shows Guam police officers and that same suspect being taken down on the ground. Prison records show Francis Frank Hennigan is charged with public drunkenness, terroristic conduct, retail theft, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest. Now, if his name sounds familiar, KUAM files show Hennigan was arrested in 2017, accused of impersonating a police officer not once, but twice.
Fire investigators are looking into the cause of this trash truck fire. It happened around 8 a.m. along Fahrenholt Avenue in Tamuning. The truck driver pulled over after noticing smoke coming from the back of the vehicle. GFD firefighters responded to put out the flames. The back of the truck had to be opened, causing the garbage to spill out so that the firefighters could get to the flames. No word yet on how the fire was sparked. Fortunately, no one was injured.
Well, let's get an update now on power restoration efforts in Saipan and Tinian.
With regional headlines, here's KSPN 2 News.
Hafa-Day Guam, here are the headlines for CNMI.
But we did get notification that we would be receiving today, starting this afternoon, 118 pallets of transformers, and this will all be airlift. Tomorrow will be and additional hardware, another 43 reels of conductors coming in from New Jersey, and then out of Spokane on the 6th we should be receiving another 17 pallets of materials, and then the same day, we should be receiving more hardware and materials, another 142 pallets that same day.
In the works of getting one step closer to 100% power and water restoration on Saipan and Tinian. Camacho says there has been a slowdown, though, due to a lack of supplies.
Because of the material supplies, it's been very, very challenging. And I'll reiterate, as I mentioned in previous interviews, you know, the wildfires in California at a rate of 180 acres per second had really impacted the utilities up in those areas. It has minimized or affected our ability, not only ours, but many utilities' ability to acquire needed and essential materials.
But with this delivery of needed materials, Camacho says Tinian is expected to be at 100% power restoration by mid-February, and so will Saipan. He says there are 4 major areas of Saipan left to work on.
Things, but our target for San Antonio is February, right around the week of February 10th, and in Kobler, the week of the 17th of February, and in Dandan. We're trying to get complete by the week of the 10th also, and then in Chalakanoa we hope to be complete by the first week of February.
Tinian has been back to 100% water restoration, and Camacho says Saipan is almost at 24-hour water supply on the whole island, with the exception of a few small pockets. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell. For more news, visit SaipanTV.com. For KSPN 2 News, I'm Ashley McDowell.
Sports is next, but first, your island weather.
When catastrophic storms strike, do you know how to respond? The Building Industry Association of Hawaii, in partnership with the University of California, San Diego, is providing free disaster response and preparedness training. This training is designed for first responders, contractors, workers, and volunteers, and is open to anyone who has an interest in being better prepared for natural disasters. Please visit our website or call 888-479-4322.
How easy is it to earn reward points using the Alpha Plus app? Here, let me show you. Simply register with the all-new Alpha Plus app and earn reward points while making purchases at your favorite stores you already shop at. Just present the app to any authorized representative to earn your points. Now that was easy. Alpha Plus, make every day a plus.
Just wash it later, bro. Or ask your mommy to do it for you since you still live at home.
Yeah. I don't even know how to do my own laundry.
At Pizza Hut, we're more than a big dinner box that delivers everyone's favorite choices. We're those holiday nights when everything really is merry and bright. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. I'll get to your NFL highlights in just a bit between the Chargers and Ravens. But first off, boys high school preseason basketball between the Islanders and Eagles from the jungle in Manila. Check it out. JFK taking on Harvest in the opening game of the GSPN boys preseason basketball tournament. Islanders scoring most of their first quarter points off turnovers, going the opposite way for buckets. Carl D. Mesa goes glass for 2 points. Harvest player Joseph Henderson caught fire for the Eagles and led his team on a second-half run. Henderson with the assist for Matt Park, drives to the rim and goes left-handed for the tough finish. JFK outrunning on every loose ball possession. Rafi Pineda pushing the ball down court. Lob pass to Chris Morkami. Islanders had everything working in their favor, inside and outside game. Pineda with the kick-out pass to Ralph Manilak. Harvest looking to match the deep ball. Pull-up three by Henderson is no good. Tenji Mu with position down low comes up with the rebound and gets the putback to go for 2 points. Islanders pull out the win and avoid the comeback by Harvest 58-50. De Mesa with another transition bucket in the dub. JFK remains unbeaten at 3-0 in the tournament. St. Paul, Ukadu, and FD are also unbeaten after 3 days of play. Games tonight at the Jungle. Ukadu and St. John's should be wrapping up play, while GW takes on FD at 7 p.m. The Sinahanya Rockers Green and Guam Elite squared off in the third annual Holiday Hoops Youth Basketball Tournament U14 Championship game at the Sinahanya Court. Rockers led 20-18 at halftime. Inbound play by the Rockers goes to Kristen Guzman. Elite going to Tamari and Henderson for the short jumper at the free throw line. Nice touch by the youngster as Elite try to stay within striking distance. Xander Sanchez going coast to coast for the hop step in traffic. Sanchez with that grown man move to get inside. Blaze Atta saves the ball from going out of bounds. Teammate Xander Boleto picks up the ball, knocks down the short shot in front of the rim. Sinahanya edged out Team Elite for the title, 45-34. EJ Cruz with the steal and layup the other way to seal the deal for the Rockers Green in the win. In bowling news, Frank Manabusan Jr. claimed the Pinpoint Guam Youth Bowler of the Month title, 230 plus 8 to 218 plus 14 over Evan Duenas for his first title of the year. Manabusan took pole position during the qualifying rounds with an 834 set on games of 251, 217, 211, and 160. The next Pinpoint Guam Youth Bowler of the Month will be held on Sunday, February 3rd at 11 in the morning at the Central Lanes Bowling Center. Now for your NFL highlights. It wasn't pretty, but the Chargers got the job done against the Ravens 23-17. Kicker Mike Badgley, 5 of 6 on field goal attempts. His longest was good from 53 yards out. Lamar Jackson passed for 194 yards and 2 scores. Adrian Phillips with the interception as Jackson tried to squeeze in the pass. Phillip Rivers, 22 of 32 for 160 yards. Melvin Gordon held to 40 yards rushing on 17 carries with a touchdown. The defense today recorded 7 sacks getting after Lamar Jackson. Melvin Ingram, 7 tackles and 2 sacks to finish the day. The Chargers will now face the Patriots as Phillip Rivers is 0-7 against Tom Brady.
And in today's other game, it was the Eagles beating the Bears 16-15. That's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
Here's to the flavorful, those unafraid to show their signature style, signature moves, signature everything. You add the spice that makes life interesting. So to